everyone. I hope everyone is hale and hearty. Today we are going to do a very interesting activity, that is the storytelling session. Not by me, but my budding talents. Now, storytelling is very important because it's one of the most expressive activity. It creates excitement, enhances imagination and perception, stimulates a child's curiosity, evokes emotion. Childhood without stories is completely barren, colorless. Don't you think so? So, we are actually taking an effort, just putting a small effort to inculcate the habit of reading stories, listening to the stories, and narrating the story. In today's session, you'll see all these small budding storytellers narrating the stories. Please enjoy it. Thank you.
In a village close to Karnataka, there was a little girl named Meena. She and her mother and father were very poor. They did not have enough money to find food and cook to eat. To get food to cook and eat. One day she was given a job to clean her neighbor's house to earn money. She took it, and the money that she was given, she gave her mother. And her mother said to her, Meena, you can keep this money and buy something that you want. Meena went to the market and looked for something that she could buy. She found an odd-looking purse that she liked. The shopkeeper gave it to her, and he said that this purse is good luck. So when she got home after walking for a long day, she opened her purse, and to her surprise, she was hungry that time. But when she opened it, a fruit came out. She ate the fruit and went to ask her mother if her mother was hungry. So when she opened her fruit again, when she opened her bag, there was another fruit inside. Her mother thought that she had bought all these fruits, but she did not have any money remaining to buy anything after buying the purse. So that night after eating dinner, she lay down on her bed and thought to herself, how come all these fruits are coming out of this bag? And then she remembered the words what the shopkeeper had told her, that the bag is lucky and you could test your luck. The next morning, she got up and her mother was looking in distress. There was no more fire to cook food. They had finally gotten enough food from the market to cook. So then she went and thought, if I had enough money, maybe I could buy some food from the market. So she opened up her bag to see if there was any money left over. When she opened it up, there were so many coins inside. She took those coins and bought wood for her parents. And her mother and father were so happy. They thought to themselves, how is she getting all this money? Is she doing extra work? Is she going and working every day and getting money? They thought among themselves and asked her. She says, no, I'm not going to work anymore because all of this money is coming out of my bag. Her parents did not believe her and told her, just tell us the truth. You're doing something good for everyone. So just tell us, are you actually going? She told them no. Her parents got angry and told her she couldn't go out the whole day. She was thinking in her room and thinking of ways to pursue her parents that she wasn't lying. The next day, she got up out of bed and went to her mother and told her, I'm telling the truth. I can show it to you. So her mother's sarees were all old and torn. So she wanted a saree. She said to her bag, and she picked out a big beautiful saree and gave it to her mother. Her mother believed her and tried to pursue her father. Her father still did not believe her. That day when he went to the village and sold some of the wood that they collected, then then he earned money, and when he came back that evening, Meena asked her father if he would come with her to the park. When they went to the park, she told him, I will pull out a beautiful necklace from my bag, and you can check it. It is empty. He looked in her bag and saw everything was empty. And then when she asked for a necklace, she took it out, and a beautiful necklace was taken out. Her father finally believed her and went to the market to sell the necklace. He sold it and got some more money. She thought that she should help the whole village. So she started asking her back for things and giving them to other people. She asked a fan for a little girl, a ladder for a man, 5 cows for an older man, and a watermelon for a boy. Soon the whole village knew, and it started spreading to the king of the village, of the land. So once the king heard about it, he got greedy and thought, I must get this paintbrush. If I get it, I must get this bag. If I get it, I can ask for a tree. A tree which instead of leaves, it grows gold coins. So he went to the village and asked Meena to paint him to ask for a tree. She said no. She says, you have a lot of greed. You have all the money in the world and you can do anything with it. The emperor got angry and took Meena and put her in prison. The next day, when she woke up in the prison, the emperor gave back her paintbrush and her bag and told her, if you ask for a tree, then I will free you. So then she agreed. But instead of asking for a tree, she asked for a key which she could unlock the cage that she was put in. She went out and then asked for one horse that would run so super fast. She went on that horse and then she got back to her village. When the emperor went back the next day, he was surprised to see all the guards were asleep and the door was open. He went out and went on his fastest horse and went all the way to her village. Then she painted a big creature, a creature with wings, with scales, and finally she painted a tail. It was a huge dragon which the emperor and his horses ran away from. Then she continued to ask for things for everyone, and soon her village was filled with happiness, joy, and prosperity. That day, Nina had given her purse to someone else who needed it more to her, and then she thought that she didn't need all those things. She thought that everyone should help everyone. So that day, she went to the middle of the village and told everyone to share their belongings, because sharing is better and keeping everything for greed isn't.
Once upon a time, there was a hunter. He had a wife, a child, and a dog. Once, the hunter and the wife went out to the market. The dog guarded the child. and they were at home. Suddenly, the dog heard some footsteps. And he saw that a wolf was trying to enter the house. So he became attentive and started to guard the child. He silently approached the wolf and jumped upon him. They had a numerous fight, and ultimately the dog won. There was blood everywhere. Then, after a while, the hunter and the wife came back to home. The dog went running towards them to tell them about everything. When the hunter entered the house, he saw blood everywhere, and he thought that the dog must have killed his child. So, without looking or thinking, he took out his shotgun and shot the dog. Then then he went to see on his baby, to check on his baby, and he was perfectly fine. Then he thought that he has done a big mistake as he saw the wolf covered in blood, and he realized that he has done a very big mistake by killing his dog. So this story tells us that we should not hurry in any situation as haste makes waste. Thank you.
Once a girl lived near the village of Kamaspura in the palace. She was a princess but wasn't proud of her wealth. She had two magical animals, a rabbit named Macy and a dog named Ethan. Macy and Ethan were blessed by the princess godmother and became because of her good behavior. The princess thought to test her pets, Ethan and Macy, their laziness on the event of Christmas and New Year, and can accordingly decide their presents. So she hid a dog, a bone, and a carrot in the field. After digging a little, the dog gasped, huffed and puffed and said, "I can't find it." The rabbit kept digging and digging. He decided to go for the spot underneath the dog and found the carrot and the bone there. The princess decided to give a wonderful gift to the rabbit and a little lesser gift to the dog, but she loved them both. The moral of the story is that we should not be lazy. Thank you.
Once upon a time, there lived a poor fisherman with his three sons in a poor town. The children had grown up to be hardworking and honest men. They used to help the town with a lot of little work. They also helped their father with the fishing, but the fishing but the fish was but the fish was too expensive for the town to buy. So their father told his sons to go out and find a job to earn money for the welfare of the town. All the three sons obediently left in search of a town. After a journey of more than 2 days, they found a wealthy and prosperous town, and they all each found jobs. The eldest son was hired at a carpentry shop, and the middle child was hired at a stable. The youngest child was hired at a music shop. They all worked for an year diligently and happily. They the owners of the shop gave each of them magical gifts. The eldest son got a wooden box which can and make a food table appear when a magical line is chanted. Food table, spread thyself. The middle child got a donkey which, when shook, drops gold coins. The youngest child got a violin which can play melodious and shrieking voice on the owner depending on the owner's mood. So they all went back to their village and helped the town by fixing it and giving the poor money and playing music on the festivals.
My story is his first flight. Once upon a time, there lived a bird named Seagull. He lived with his family. He don't know how to fly, So his family decided to not talk to him, him and ignore him because he never tried to fly. He was afraid. He feels like he would be falling down. Even he don't know he is having a ability to fly. His family flew away from him so that he could fly. He could try to fly, and 24 hours is passed now. He uh, he didn't eat anything, or even no one offer him any food. So he's sleeping. So his family come and offer him the food, but his family didn't. So his mother was stealing a fish. So he thought that his mother would be giving that to him, but mm, but his mother flied in the opposite direction. Mm, the bird was on the end of the cliff, so he take a step, and he was feared that he would not fly, but he don't know he was flying. And this was the story, his first flight. Thank you.
Topic is Uncle's New Year's dinner. It's a New Year's Day. There's a uncle named as Richard. Her niece named as Prissy Baker. One day, Prissy was going to a general store to buy some soaps. She see her uncle Richard there. She see her uncle and say nothing to him, and he also ignored her. Before 8 years, when Prissy was 10 years old, there was a fight between her father and uncle. Prissy's father wants to talk again to his brother, but no one dares to say sorry. The uncle said to the uncle said to the biller that I am be going to never I will be going to never and will be back at 1 o'clock. Prissy heard it and thought that can I go to his house to cook the food. She also heard that his uncle is also saying that I eat my every New Year's dinner with my housekeeper, but unfortunately, his housekeeper also said that I will celebrate this New Year with my family. So Prissy decided to go to her uncle's house and cook the food that uncle do not take a cold bite. She also think that she can burn the fireplace and lit some candles. When the Uncle Richard reached the house, she will lit the house and the house will be warm. The Prissy suddenly go to the uncle's house and sneaked out to the kitchen. She was preparing raisins, pudding, and turnip turnip dish. Uh, the clock struck at 12 o'clock, and suddenly Prissy heard a voice. Well, how dare you to make food in my kitchen? Prissy suddenly got struck in her place. She said that I am there to cook your food and I think that you can't take a cold bite. And Uncle Richard said kindly and gently, I have no argument to you. I have only argument with your father. But Uncle said, I am thoughting that uh, I am thoughting that I say to your father sorry, but I think that your father punished me. So the uncle said to Prissy that can you please say sorry to your father and say that we brothers together form a family and live together again like we lived past 10 years. Prissy said, okay, I will say to my father, and he will definitely uh, say okay, because he also want to be like a family and not in this argument again. From now, the Prissy promised her uncle to cook every New Year's dinner in her house and sit together and make dinner.